My name is Rudy, you're watching Alpha Investments. How's everybody doing today? Welcome to the third floor basement. I'm hanging out here today and just kind of thinking about my purpose on this tiny little third rock from the sun as an aging human being with 3 strands of hair. And I was admiring a painting I found in the corner. The old 1990s uncut machine weather wrap for the booster pack. So one day I can actually repack my own weather light and I can actually seal them. And I can create my own repacks to sell weather light. Is that what I'm supposed to say? Did that work? Does anybody care? Act serious? It's a big deal, everybody. So, what else do we have here? We got some old Commander stuff around here. We've got, let's see here. Midnight Hunt Crimson era. Ironically, over here, everybody think it used to be trash, including me. You guys know what this is? Look at that. August of 2021. 4 years ago, everybody. Adventures Forgotten Realm. Boy, that was a dark time. The summer of 2021. Remember, May of 2021 was the economic peak with crypto and the S&P, the tech, the SPAC boom, and the speculative boom with the GameStop era. That was the May 2021 era. So by the time August 2021 and Adventures Forgotten Realm Magic was released, nobody knew, including me, nobody knew, I didn't know, that the bear market had already started. And we were already on the first inning of the next 18-month Chuck Norris short bus that I rode every single day. And the only place it took me was to some sort of rubber suction cup place with giant fists, and just pounded me for 2 years. If you guys were around back then, you would know what I'm talking about. And of course, I look at it now and I'm like, wow, people are begging and asking for Adventures Forgotten Realm. I guess that makes me smart, right? Am I smart? I tell you I'm smart. I think I'm smart. Over here, we got also good old Strixhaven on this side over here. You can see a little booster box sitting up there. You know, Strixhaven was a time during the, was it Harry Potter? Was it Harry Potter with Strixhaven? Was it the guilds, Harry Potter? The sorcery school? Isn't that the time where they had wizards and everybody had a falling out with the creator of Harry Potter? I think it was some chick, right? I don't even know her name. I'm a little stupid when it comes to some of this pop culture stuff. I know there was like a big falling, because I heard, like, I remember years ago, Strixhaven was supposed to be a big deal. Here, I'll get a box. Strixhaven was supposed to be a really big deal because it was supposed to be the school of mages built around, and there's supposed to be like special cards inserted in Strixhaven that were supposed to be like Harry Potter related. Like there was supposed to be some mage wizardry school. Kind of like how Ikoria had Godzilla, Brothers Moore had Transformers, you know, just kind of special guest showcase. But like Strixhaven had these really cool mystical archives, but there was no Harry Potter thing. But comment below if you know the story with that. Some patron says something happened with the Harry Potter or the books or something. Was it Harry Potter? It wasn't Lord of the Rings. It was Harry Potter, right? It wasn't Hunger Games. Am I an idiot? So, fast forward today. 2021 era product is starting to get more attention once again. So, interesting, isn't it, everybody? So, that brings me to today's big journey as we approach. Anybody know what this is? If you don't know what this is, I'm not even going to tell you. I want to see how many people in the comment section knows what this is and how big of a deal and how rare Rudy's one little case of this is that I kept. And the only reason I have this is because it was 1 or 2 pages with declined payments or return to sender or something from 2023, beginning of 2023. And then the price dropped and nobody wanted these complete bundles with these slick oil cards. Anybody know? So I got stuck with this case, and apparently it's like 4x its money. So now I eat Taco Bell on it every Wednesday night. Is it Wednesday? I really need to be more serious about you guys in this YouTube channel. Aliens. Hold on, put my hair up. Aliens. So, we are about to venture into Edge of Eternities. So I think I figured out the solution with the play box thing. So as you all know, Hasbro released their earnings. Wizards of the Coast, Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons, Magic Arena. Essentially, Wizards of the Coast is supporting the entire company of Hasbro. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, you guys know I'm a very large shareholder in Hasbro with around, not 2,000 shares, around 20,000 shares. And I've been a shareholder for Hasbro for a very, very long time. Whenever we have dips and crashes, I add to it. And the earnings report today was just, classic, board games made in China, tariff type of conversation. Of course, being led with Final Fantasy, making Wizards of the Coast insane record-generating profits, blah, blah, blah. So again, not really enough to talk about in the whole video. Nobody's really surprised. Everybody knew this. So Edge of Eternities is coming now. So obviously, I was cut from 7,000 to 8,000 play boxes down to about 5,000 play boxes. Or I'm sorry, like 4,700 and change or something. So on these 5,000 play boxes, I know you guys have been blowing me up. Rudy, how are you going to handle this? So I think I'm going to stick with the sealed cases of Edge of Eternity play boxes for around that $100 a box shipped. I think it'll be like $100 and maybe 70 cents or something. Whatever. So around $100. You know what? Make you guys, just make sure you know I lie. Let's just say 101. Let's round it up. I am going to offer 3 and 6 box options. So many of you guys have been asking to do a smaller quantity. So I will offer a 3-box Edge of Eternity play box option. Pricing will be a couple dollars higher per box. And I know what you're going to say. Rudy, did you see? Edge of Eternity's play boxes are $145 plus tax. They're $160 on TCG Player with tax and shipping. Where's my MSRP gang? Where's the MSRP in this gang? You guys got to be pumping it in the background. Like, you guys got to be thrilled. Like, MSRP for the win. No, I'm not raising the price MSRP. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm going to try to hold that $100 or like a whole case would be like maybe $600 and like a couple dollars after that. So $100.70 times 6, whatever that, maybe 604, 605 or 606 or something. And then I am thinking about even double boxing and doing that shipment or giving you guys the option. But I think we're going to offer a smaller option for those of you who just want a couple boxes to crack because the pricing is so outrageous. So it is going to be a bloodbath. I do have thousands of these, but I also have an insane amount of patrons, and everybody wants it. And of course, this is the part of the video I remind you all, I am not Amazon and Netflix. And yes, every time we go into these big releases, Final Fantasy, Pokemon, anything, friendly reminder, I am not Amazon. I am not Blockbuster. You cannot close your account with Patreon with me and reopen every other month when you want something. It is true on the internet. I remind you guys once a month, when you close your Patreon account with Rudy, you are blocked and cut off and banned for life. I do not allow people to open and close their account over and over whenever they want to buy something. This is a very controversial take. A lot of people always say, is this true? So I always like to address it with you guys directly. Yes, when people close their accounts and leave, and when you sign up with me to buy, there's a giant warning message about you better read this because you only get one equal fair chance, and everybody is treated equally no matter who you are, where you are, and that's really about it. So, yes, be aware of that, because every time we get these big releases, like right now, we just got done with the new HoloLive, we got done with the Godzilla, we just got done selling Pokemon Black and White ETBs, now we're getting ready to go into Edge of Eternities, and after that, there's going to be Magic the Gathering SpiderMan, Avatar, the new Pokemon block, we got the final restock of the Nikki boxes, and of course, we've got the huge Flesh and Blood sales, we have the Gothic Mega Sorcery sale, and of course, all the One Piece sales. We just did another major One Piece sale on OP11, I think we just did last weekend. So it's a lot of things going on. It is very, very busy and very, very active. So I just wanted to give you guys an update that how I plan on approaching the Edge of Eternities play boxes. I think doing a 3-box option at a little higher price and doing a 6-box option at a little bit cheaper price, I think is the best way to do it. Now, I'll be honest with you all, it doesn't really fucking matter. Shit's going to sell like crazy. Because again, if you're a patron, you buy 3 boxes, you're getting over $100 off on that one order. If you buy a case, you're getting like what, $350 off market price. Well, there you go. You just paid for 3 years of fucking patron payments. It's a scam. Oh. Hashtag Rudy's a scam. So that's what we're doing with that. Collector boxes, again, I apologize. It is going to be just limit 1 collector box. No, I will not do it in advance. No, you cannot pay me extra to get additional cases, master cases, or anything like that. My supply of Edge of Eternity collector boxes, the rumors again are true. My supply is lower than it was with Final Fantasy collector boxes. So I have 15% less Edge of Eternity collectors than I did Final Fantasy. It's going to sell out. It's only going to be one box. Sorry, even at a higher price, I'm not selling extra. If it doesn't sell out, I'll be glad to keep the extra. I really miss kind of hoarding all the collector boxes. It's kind of this new era has been very difficult and stressful, and I don't get to hoard like, little Rudy and his Scrooge McDuck. I like to hoard everything. I'm a hoarder! Don't you guys know that? Aren't you new here? So that's that. Also, Edge of Eternity bundles, and of course, Commander decks. Yeah, the Commander decks are pretty awesome. And of course, I told you all before, unless you've been living under a rock, Commander 2019 Commander. Strixhaven 2021 Commander. Ikoria 2020 Commander. What else we got around here? The land of lost hopes and dreams. Rudy's biggest investment of all time. This is why I am a multi-millionaire, and my net worth is 45 figures long. The world-famous Midnight Hunt box that I paid $80 a box for. It is currently worth $84. So, that's what's going on with Edge of Eternities. Overall, I think it is what it is. It's a bittersweet thing, As you all know, the market kind of deserved the Edge of Eternity thing because everybody under-ordered it. Everybody was negative on it. And as you know, Rudy pumps everything because Rudy just enjoys everything. And I haven't skipped a Magic set in, I think, 13, 14 years. So it doesn't make any difference to me. But this Edge of Eternity's release definitely is kind of a bittersweet thing because the stores who did order a lot and are consistent are probably going to get really rewarded. Kind of the Rudy situation. And of course now with all the new stores jumping in, demanding Magic and wanting play boxes, because just to make sure you guys are aware, the reason we're seeing this is there's tons of LGSs, tons of tournament stores, tons of gas stations, tons of furniture stores, tons of car dealerships that are all selling Pokemon, right? Other day I ordered a milkshake, and at the register they said, "Rudy, would you like to upsell, and would you like a pack of Destined Rivals with your strawberry milkshake?" And I said, "Well, damn straight I do." And of course, I bought a $7 booster pack with my strawberry milkshake, and I did the car rip thing, and I got nothing, and I felt sad, and I drank my milkshake, and I cried in my sleep. But now that we're seeing that, a lot of these people who've never bought Magic before are now demanding and pre-ordering tons of Magic the Gathering products ever since Final Fantasy. Because of that, the play boxes are getting kind of, spread around. Obviously, distributors are being very picky with collector boxes and large accounts, large stores, WPN tournament stores, pretty much people who stuck with Wizards and Magic for a long time. They're the ones that are still getting favoritism on everything, which I think is the right thing to do. If you're a giant card store in Georgia or New York or Ohio or Texas, and you've been buying every Magic set since Crimson Vows and Midnight Hunts, and you've been buying every single thing, yeah, I do believe that you should be getting preferential treatment because you supported the brand. Same thing with Pokemon, which is why my allocations of Pokemon remain very strong, because again, if you support the brand, the company, and good times and bad times, these distributors and these accounts and these publishers, they do keep records of this stuff. And they understand that because they also understand there will be a time when everything is not free tendies to the moon, and there'll be a time that most of those people and accounts just fairy dust away and they're gone. And usually the people that are with you long term, those are the ones you really need in the dark times and bear markets. Those are the people that will keep you afloat in crashes, economic recessions, bear markets, all that kind of stuff. So you got to make sure. That's why distributors, take care of those type of accounts, and publishers take care of those type of accounts. It is a basic common sense thing, and I think it makes sense. So, past Edge of Eternities, couple of things to comment on. The chatter is starting with obviously SpiderMan coming up later on already. I haven't made any videos talking about Magic the Gathering, SpiderMan. I'll be honest with you guys. I am not a huge SpiderMan guy. When I was young, I watched Marvel video games and movies and things like every other teenager and college and middle schooler. But being at the ripe old age of 100 years old now, I am just simply not a big Marvel superhero guy anymore. I just can't connect with them. I like more weird, bizarre thinking, life philosophical movies. Inception, Squid Game, all kinds of weird. I watched some weird movie the other day where like there was like this weird prison thing, and there was like a platform that went down on different floors, and like there's people on each floor, and they were like trapped in it. It was crazy, man. I like weird things that make me think, so I'm not big into the Marvel thing. With that being said, yes, Spider-Man is coming. It is going to be a very, very, very big deal. Yes, some stores are pre-ordering and doing things like that for around $400 or $500 right now, or $550 or something for Spider-Man collector boxes. Obviously, if the prices go to $700, $800 to $1,000 a box, most of these stores and people are going to cancel your order. You're going to get angry. You're going to go online. You're going to bash the internet, rah, 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 and nobody's going to care. We're all going to move on. If you have stores and people you trust and that you know can honor those orders, yes, you should probably lock them in, because in Rudy's opinion, $500, $550 collector boxes for Universes Beyond, Avatar, Spider-Man, any of these things is still an incredibly attractive price point and remains incredibly good as an entry cost basis for long term. With that being said, before we end the video here, yes, Final Fantasy collector boxes just broke $1,300 a box plus tax on TCG Player. That means around $1,450 shipped for most of you all out there. Again, I don't know why you haven't bought, but again, ripping shippers and the internet and the online culture is still burning through collector boxes. Buy the gift bundles online. You get one collector pack in it, and my God, you get other cool stuff with it. The gift bundles and the collector boxes are going to continue to be just gobbled up. And I don't, if you watch this channel, why you haven't bought Final Fantasy, when I said any price under $800 was a steal, then I said any price under $1,000 is still fair game, and then I said in the last 2 weeks, even $1,100, $1,200 a box is still not as good of an entry point, but these things are probably going to have a fair value of $1,500 to $2,500 a box, depending on crypto, the S&P 500, the overall market, the Fed funds rates, and of course, whether or not Rudy loses his hair in the next 3 weeks, and how many wrinkles are on my third nutsack. Yes, I have 3. That means other things are extra and powerful. Don't let anyone tell you anywhere else. This is not a humor channel. So, yes, Final Fantasy has a lot more room to run. Yes, Edge of Eternities coming out of the gate. Collector boxes are already like $440 plus tax. The market's adjusted. Everyone's going, how can this be? Why is this happening? Because the market's woken the fuck up, and everybody knows. So now, all these new releases, and with Wizards, everybody, there's no secret anymore. The last 2-3 years when I'm rambling at the YouTube here for hundreds of videos about collector boxes and sealed product and little Rudy closet investors, yay! Damn, now I'm hungry, I want french fries. You know, this is not, but now the market has proven data, and outside people who don't care about these things are moving in, and I expect this to continue to get a lot worse for Magic, and I think Pokemon's going to stay about the same where it is. No, Pokemon's not collapsing, but Pokemon with booster boxes coming out at like the 200, 250, maybe we're lucky at 170, 180 MSRP gang. You know, maybe we get something like that, but I think Magic is really becoming the is the one really kind of is really poking the head out of the ground. I think Magic's the one that's gone from soft to medium, and I think we could be going from medium to medium hard. Magic seems to be the one where all these, because you can see in the collector boxes. You see Brothers War, new all-time high, finally broke 300. You see Phyrexia, all will be 69. You see Ravnica Remastered. You see Infinity. You see Baldur's Gate. Like, literally, you can go across the board. Even the worst Crimson Vow Midnight Hunt era garbage is literally, like, doubled off its lows of, like, $100 to almost 200. Like, even the Adventures Forgotten Realm, the Strixhavens, the Zendikars, even the old stuff, the Thrones, the Ikoриas, the Court, like, some of these that haven't even moved up much. The supply on the market is so abysmal that these things are going to be running soon. And again, if you've watched this channel for years and you haven't done anything, well, A, you either can't think for yourself, or B, you don't have the capital when you're working on other things in your life, respectable, or C, well, you just think I'm full of shit and I've been lying, and, well, you've missed out on probably insane amounts of money that we've been discussing on this YouTube channel for the last, well, 5 years on collector boxes and 10 years for just sealed product as a whole. So, conclusion of this video. Edge of Eternities is coming up. It is not going to collapse. This is Rudy. It's going to be Aether Drift 2.0. First of all, Aether Drift, sure, it's not Tarkir or Dragonstorm or Foundations or Final Fantasy. But the fact that everyone says Aether Drift could be, we don't want Aether Drift to happen. The fact that the worst set in the last year is considered Aether Drift, which has collector boxes at like 200 or 210 with tax, and like the play boxes are what? They tanked down to 80, now they're back to like 95 plus tax. Like, the fact that people say the worst Magic thing, that could happen. And I'm going, wait. Hold on a second. My downside risk in this market is Aether Drift. That's considered the worst performing. And those fucking collector boxes are 200? Really? So hold on a second. Wait. Collector boxes are averaging now 400, 500, all the way up to 1,000 plus. With older collector boxes, Lord of the Rings, hitting 2,000 plus. And these things are coming out between $200, $300, $400 at release. And you're telling me the downside, the worst one ever, is at 200 for Aether Drift in the last year. And every other one just goes up. Now they go up at different rates, different velocities. But like, if you are a risk management approach type person, if you manage risk, if you manage portfolios, if you're trying to just keep your risk within a certain tolerance like I do, like, I don't know how you're not just blown out of the water of excitement right now. Like, the same can be said with Pokemon. The same can be said with Weiss. We have multiple Weiss sets that are hitting all-time highs, up 50%, up 100%. There's even one or two. There's even yeah, you guys blew me up the other day. The JoJo, one of the new JoJos went from 29 or 39 to like 80 to 100. Like, just we're seeing it across the board, everybody. We're seeing it across the board. So, conclusion, everybody, that's where we're at. I don't see it changing. Magic looks like it has the larger growth trajectory in front of it. Pokemon already experienced a hyperbole, parabolic. I'm trying to use big words and be smart. Don't want you guys to think I'm dumb. I did make it through the 3rd grade after 3 attempts, and I just think there's a ton of room to run here. And to end the video, I'm sorry, but for all my vintage Magic, Rudy and his 8 figures in vintage Magic, sorry, still no positive news to report. I got some good collection by buying videos. I may film and publish some, but sorry, still not the greatest news to report in vintage Magic. Is what it is, everybody. I am hoping one day to return to those videos more frequently and discuss some exciting things, but there are some reserveless cards moving up a little. There are some dual lands that have upticked a little bit, but there's nothing that I consider to be video worthy that I feel is important enough to discuss with you all. It's really about it. I still haven't, my biggest fear right now is still, and my number one concern with Magic remains similar to Pokemon. Wizards cannot continue on the path of having no Foundations play, no Tarkir Dragonstorm play, no Bloomburrow play, no Final Fantasy play, and here comes Edge of Eternities play, completely sold out. We cannot continue on the path where the basic play boxes are unavailable completely. I understand collector boxes, serialized cards, limited availability. I get all that. No big deal. They should have been that way all along. But I still am having concerns about what's going on with this. So Hasbro did state in their earnings about the pipeline and the product and the runway for getting more equity and value out of their current sets and recent things and being reprints and selling more product. There's a lot of revenue to be made. But I'm just... I don't know, man. Thanks for watching, everybody. As always, hope you have a beautiful day out there. It is a beautiful world. I know there's a lot of negativity, a lot of frustration, a lot of emotion, a lot of terrible world events, wars, bad things happen to good people. But please understand, everybody, 99% of people I still believe are good people. I didn't say 99% of people are smart people. There's a lot more stupid people than 1%. But most humans are good people. Not everyone's trying to hose you. So when you're buying from all these stores, LGSs, we gotta name and shame them on the internet, all this stuff. Rudy, the amount of messages I get from the public, you guys have no idea. Asking Rudy, will you make a video and destroy this LGS for canceling my order? Like, that's just not what I do, man. You know, you learned a valuable lesson. Don't trust that store. If they truly canceled your order just to relist it, well, then that's bad business, and just move on with your life. Don't dwell on it. Yes, what someone did may be wrong, but try to do the right thing. Try to communicate. Try to do the best you can. But at the end of the day, this whole industry, everything is risk management. I deal with it all the time. If I have a patron, I have a person who's high risk or volatile or anything, I don't feel comfortable engaging in a lot of transactions or a lot of, financial deals of buying and selling with someone who's volatile, or you think you could incur losses, or they could, uncomfortable or come after you or anything. Hence why I have a lot of security of everything. But, that's why businesses do that. And yes, some businesses are run by dumb people. Historically, if they're hosing you, they're probably hosing a lot of people. But you have to be able to remove the emotion of, did you get hosed, or did something, just an accident happen, or did something go wrong? There's a lot of different degrees of these situations that on the internet are not really broken down to properly. If you order 24 Edge of Eternity collector boxes for $199, the collector box is $450 now, and it jumped $5,000 in value. The store cancels your order, and you see their store on eBay and TCG Player with the exact same 24 boxes after canceling your order for double the price. That's a little bit different than some of the risk situations and tolerance and safety things I'm referring to. But overall, there are a lot of good people, everybody, and I still believe there's way too much negativity in the world. If you don't believe me, look at the Poke YouTube, the Pokemon social media thing. Look at the rip and ships, the people who always try to scam on rip and ships and swap things and repack single cards. And just, there's a lot of that. Because a lot of people, money makes people do very, very crazy things that normally you wouldn't do. But sometimes people get in weird situations. Other times, well, people like Rudy, if you're in the situation of kind of fuck you money, well, you just try to do the best you think. You do the best you can on everything, because I enjoy what we do. I enjoy talking to you guys. I enjoy this. I've been doing it for 10 years. Rudy, how long have you been on YouTube? 10.1 years, princess. I always believe, you have a passion for something, do a good job at it, master the industry for at least 10 years, and I believe the resources and money and utility will naturally follow. You will find your way, and as they say, it's in the cards and it will work out just fine. I promise I'll get back to box opening videos pretty soon. As always, Godspeed to everybody out there. And as we get ready to enter Edge of Eternities, I do expect more volatility and anger as orders get canceled everywhere. And I hope you all have a beautiful day out there. All right, time to go do a buyout on, I don't know.